Good morning. This is Rich Nelson with Allendale. Special update for March 9th of 2022. USDA gave us their monthly supply and demand outlook, and the trade focus was on South American production numbers, Ukraine and Russia export numbers for corn and wheat, and as far as the changes on the U.S. balance sheets incorporated there. Now, as far as corn, USDA lowered stock numbers from 1.540 to 1.440. So they lowered corn ending stocks by 100 million bushels. In this case, about 25 of that came from numbers increasing for corn for ethanol, very reasonable. And they gave U.S. corn exports about 75 million bushels of support from the lower exports out of Ukraine. And speaking as far as the corn balance sheet on the international basis, USDA only cut 1 million ton out of Argentina's corn crop, now at 53, and they made no changes to the Brazilian numbers at 114 million tons. Now, the trade focus would be their numbers for how they dealt with Ukraine corn exports on this report. And those, they did lower them by 6 million tons to now 27.5 million tons. So they certainly did hack these numbers as far as our competitors' export numbers. As far as soybeans, USDA lowered stocks from 325 million bushels now to 285. As far as those changes, they did increase about 40 million bushels for exports and minor changes for seed and residual in this case. So as far as overall numbers on soybeans, U.S. balance sheet relatively within expectations. As far as South American production for soybeans, they did lower Argentina by 1.5 million tons, now to 43.5. They also lowered Brazil's crop from 134 to 127. And key things with that discussion point on the Brazil crop, they lowered the export numbers by about 5 million tons. As far as the wheat numbers, looks like USDA raised those from 648 million bushels, now 653. So as far as discussion points for that, well, imports were actually lowered on this specific report, which made some moderate differences when looking at the small 10 million ton drop out of exports. As far as production, as far as competitors right now on the wheat side, USDA did make some changes for Ukraine, down 4 million tons for Ukraine exports on wheat, and Russia down 3 million tons for exports there. So overall, the story is USDA did recognize some of the Ukraine-Russia problems here today. It didn't give us the full movement as far as the impact on the U.S. corn or soybean numbers as far as the potential. But from the trade perspective, USDA, for the most part, did what the trade expected to see. Any questions regarding these markets, marketing in general, give Allendale a call, 1-800-262-7538.